Pulse chain to me, everyone points out the features. Oh, it's proof of stake. It's got faster block speed or transaction speeds. It's got bigger blocks, and the transactions cost a fraction of a penny. Right. But I tend to look at it and I say it's a disruptive innovation. And if you go throughout history and take a look at examples of disruptive innovation, it's very plain to see that this is properly positioned to take over a market. When did Steve Jobs announce his iPhone? He announced it at a time when we were all using keyboards. And everybody was like, "Oh, that's not going to work. Oh, the keyboard's not going to work." Just like they're shouting down Richard Hart now. He's a scammer. Oh, he's just copying Ethereum over. It's not going to be any good. They didn't get the fact that it was disruptive innovation. So you take a look at, and I'll go back to the days of VCRs when it was beta, which was like over $1,000 a machine, but it had a better picture quality versus VHS, which was $200 and a shitty picture quality. So everyone bought the VHS because they couldn't afford the beta. What is Pulse Chain? Pulse Chain is the better technology beta and the lower price point, i.e., a fraction of a penny for a transaction of VHS. So it is the definition of disruptive innovation. So we know this is coming. We know it is. Take a look at just the mere fact of Richard's brilliant move of the puppy dog close. He's basically giving people free. Free always works. And what is he doing? He's airdropping for free, duplicates of whatever ERC20 you've got if you hold the keys to it. That's going to bring massive adoption. People are going to, even if they don't, they're going to go to the DEX and they're going to make a transaction. And then he's got you right there. The buy and burn, right? Every transaction you make is going to burn a little bit more Pulsex. And, what happens when you have a shrinking supply? When you have a shrinking supply and constant demand to upward demand, price goes up. So there's all these pumpamentals. And I look at it and I say, the first rattle out of the box, the guy was able to get 10,000x on his first effort. What do you think he's going to do on his second one and his third one? You think 10,000x? No, I think significantly more. So Pulse Chain is the right layer one at the right time. Ethereum is mired in, as Gamma would say, 6 to 8 more years before you'll see sharding, which is really the only thing that's going to reduce gas fees. We're going to have a submission hold that is not going to be able to be broken for a long time.
Bullish.
We are in very good shape. Then you go down another layer and you say, well, okay, if we sacked for Pulse and Pulsex, either the better part of a year ago or now 6 months ago on Pulsex, is that a good thing? I mean, we haven't eaten in either 6 months or a year. So on the surface, it seems like a bad thing. But remember that the hex that we sacrificed, or whatever the other tokens were that we sacrificed, they were all worth a hell of a lot more then. And so whether it's coincidence, luck, or whatever, we're in a very enviable position of having much more economic energy that has been held in stasis, either 6 months or a year, to apply to today's bear market. So we're going to be in much better shape. Yeah, I'm not happy about the fact that Pulse has been delayed, but when I sacrificed my hex, it was at 25 or 30 cents. So I'm okay with it because right now hex is a nickel. So I've got 4 to 5 times the amount of economic energy than if the sacrifice were today. So I look at that and I just say, you know what, just execute competently with the launch of these two assets and you're going to be in great shape. And my plan is guaranteed to create wealth. You give me 1 or 2 more bull cycles, 3 years of bull, 1 year of peak bear, 3 more years of bull, 1 year of peak bear. I'll take my chances. I guarantee you I'll be standing on the mountaintop where the view is wonderful.
Bullishness. We're all walking around in circles and pulling our hair out, if we've got any hair left, about the delay. But there's some little things, the delay is helping the potential of Pulse. And I just feel like sometimes we need to focus on that a little bit. Like, what are the benefits of the delay? Security, bear market, like maybe we're going to launch at the bottom or nearer the bottom. All of these other projects that are going to launch on Pulse having a bit more time to just refine and just be perfect. There's always a silver lining.
Always, this is a great conversation, even to learn more about some of the folks that are actually involved with this. I like hearing about, I'm not the only one to see the benefit of this. It encourages me that, folks that are successful are involved with this.
Well, imagine if Pulse was launched when it was initially suggested, like August, September, October last year, right? Imagine how much Pulse would be down now in the middle of the bear market, how much Pulsex would be down. So, if you know anything about Richard Hart, you know that he loves his X's. So he would want the lowest possible starting price so he can claim 10,000X or 14,000X or
Amen.
he's all about the X, which is why Hex being down now, isn't necessarily a bad thing, because if P Hex were to come out expensive, he couldn't claim the number of X's. I mean, if that thing comes out like at the initial launch price of E Hex, which it very well may, he can claim 10,000X quick. He'll have 3 years of bull to get it. Now, all we need is Pulsechain to launch, and 2022 will be an epic year.